As technology is evolving, we're seeing things from personal assistants to self-driving cars. But here's something a little different. This is a smart vacuum, and usually these things are about $1,000. But this one is a budget smart vacuum starting at $200. And with that kind of price, is it worth it and how does it perform? Let's dig in. Let's start with a quick unboxing. Starting off, we have a user manual, which you will need in order to pair the remote because it doesn't come pre-calibrated. But other than that, it covers features on how to clean the vacuum and regular maintenance and all that, so pretty useful stuff. But moving ahead, another paper which doesn't really cover anything important, but after that, here's the vacuum itself. And I'm gonna come back to this in a bit, but let's see what else we got in the box. So we have a virtual blocker. This is basically used to stop the vacuum from going into certain areas like washrooms. It does require some big batteries that are not included, and unfortunately I couldn't find it either, so I didn't get a chance to try this specific feature out. But moving on, right after we have a replace brush and a filter, the charging station where the vacuum gets charged, a remote that is not pre-calibrated, a power brick, and finally a brush for cleaning. And that's about it for the unboxing. So setting things up, the main things you'll need is the charging station, the power brick for charging, and the vacuum itself. And other than that, you can also use the remote for a little more control. And let's start with calibrating the remote. So to do that, make sure the vacuum is turned off and there's a power button right here. So with that being off, press the enter button and hold it for at least 5 seconds. And turn on the vacuum, but continue to hold the enter button and you'll hear a beep and the vacuum is paired, and that's how easy it is. So let's start with the vacuum itself. So on the front we have a digital screen which gives you all the basic information about the vacuum. And these are things like the speed it's running at, the settings, and the battery life. And we also have 3 basic buttons on the top. The first one is UV light. So UV light is just like sunlight and it claims to kill bacteria if you turn it on. So you can turn that off and you can turn that on however you like. Next we have auto settings. So you just press auto and the vacuum will just get started and it'll start cleaning. So just a one press button to get started. And lastly, the spot cleaning mode. So once you press this, it's going to start cleaning the spot it's sitting at. And usually it's done in about 4 or 5 minutes. So it starts off by going round and round and gradually makes a bigger circle and then slowly comes back to where it started. On the front we have a big bumper, and this is how it detects if there's an obstacle in front. So if the bumper hits anything, it'll know and it'll change its route and go to a different direction. And on top of the bumper we also have an infrared sensor or some kind of camera, and that's used to detect walls and obstacles. And it doesn't really detect obstacles like chairs, but it does a good job of detecting things like a wall. And turning to the back, this is where it stores all the dust and this is where the filter and everything lives. So speaking in terms of performance, I'm gonna be honest, my first impressions were pretty neutral. I figured out this specific model at this price doesn't come with a smartphone app, unlike the other more expensive vacuums. If you go for vacuums ranging in $1,000, they're able to map out your house and they clean exactly where you want it to. But with this thing, it's a little different. It's not able to map out your house, so you can't tell it to specifically go clean kitchen or anything like that. And then I was a little frustrated seeing it getting scratched up, going to places it shouldn't, like under a table or a couch. So basically it's gonna figure out its way by bumping into objects and rerouting and doing that over and over again. But at the end I was like, just let us do this thing, and after a little while it started beeping. And it started beeping because the wastebasket was full, and at that point I was impressed seeing how much it was able to pick up from a carpet that looked clean and it just got vacuumed this morning. So that was pretty impressive. So I mean, it's good at doing this thing which is basically cleaning. Sure, it's not able to map out your house, it's often gonna bump into things and then reroute itself, and that's basically how it's gonna clean. And that way it will end up going into areas it already cleaned, but at the end, considering the price, it's not bad at all. It makes cleaning effortless, and for most part it's able to detect walls even at night, and for things like table and chairs, it'll bump into it and then it knows and then it's gonna find a new route. And not only that, it's also able to detect stairs, so it's not gonna fall off the stairs. And overall, considering what you're paying, it does a pretty good job of cleaning if you just let it do its thing. In terms of maintenance, the cleaner the brushes are, the more it's gonna clean. That's pretty obvious. And based on my testing, it'll start giving out error codes when it needs to be cleaned. So based on that, you can figure out a regular cleaning schedule. It could be every week or even once every few months. And that completely depends on how you're using it and where you're using it. Battery life is about 2 to 3 hours on full charge, which is not bad. It also has a feature like speed control that can only be accessed from the remote. And if you change it to a slower speed, sure, it'll take longer to clean, but it'll clean a lot better. So I definitely recommend using it in slow settings. Besides that, it's not able to suck big pieces of paper or even plastic. It does pick it up, but it'll get rolled up in the brushes, and it's smart enough to know that, and it'll throw an error code when that happens. So overall, using it inside your room or your office, it'll do a pretty good job of cleaning. You can use it in a bigger place, but it'll take a lot more to clean, and you'll be pretty frustrated seeing it go to the same place over and over again. But close the door so it doesn't go wander outside, and it'll clean your room pretty well. And if you are in the market looking for something like this on budget, this is worth considering. And yeah guys, that will be it for today. Let me know in the comment section down below, would you consider something like this for cleaning your bedroom or your office, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching.